Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of SAMP&CHANCE Boxing. It's Thursday. This week we are going to go back and take a look at Jake Paul, Mike Perry. We're also going to go back to Japan, look at Nakatani's knockout of the first round. Also, we're going to take a look at Lucas Bahdi.s knockout of the year. Wow, that was exciting. All this and so much more. Shakira Stevenson, Tank as well on this episode of SAMP&CHANCE. So strap in and thank you for letting us into your ears. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of SAMP&CHANCE Boxing. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson. This is my man, Mr. Chance, Michael's Chance. How are you, brother?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Can't complain, man. It's Friday Eve. I mean, it's kind of quiet in the boxing world per se this weekend. There's a lot going on, but you got to be SAMP&CHANCE or people like us who are going to watch this stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing major, nothing mainstream happening this weekend. We do have Derek Chisora against Joy Joyce. We'll talk about that as well a little bit here. But hey, why don't we just get right into it, brother man? And let's talk about the fight that happened in Tampa this weekend. Jake Paul, Mike Perry. Let's get this round started. I have the sword to you, brother. You tell me what you saw and what you think.
Well, everything I said in the last show happened. I mean, he's got no boxing skills, and he didn't move his head once. His hands were down. He came on a straight line. Target practice for Jake. Easy work for him. Now, in saying that, Mike Perry is super tough. He took so many punches, and most guys would have went down. He got knocked down, 3 times, but the ref stopped it. He took a beating. That guy is super tough. He just has no boxing skill. He's a tough guy. And then after the fight, he was congratulating Jake. He said all the right things. He said, "Let's do a bare knuckle fight." There's no point of that fight, Jake. You don't need to do bare knuckle. All you do is get your face cut up. You'll beat the guy again, even in bare knuckle. But I mean, Mike Perry's tough, but Jake just is too strong, too big, too fast, too young, and he gets the crap out of Mike.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't disagree with anything you said, and I didn't disagree with anything that you said there as well. When we were, previewing it, yeah, I picked Mike Perry to win the fight only because I wanted to make it a little bit more fun for me to watch because I knew what we were going to see. Right off the bat, you knew that Mike Perry wasn't going to, come out in the traditional boxing stance, come out with that brawler look, and he just ate shots after shots. The one thing I will say, the disadvantages were there. I mean, Perry couldn't break 200 pounds. I mean,
No.
he weighing 196, and I bet he was probably 198 on fight night.
Yeah.
They kind of take his gutsy off. I mean, his underwear off.
Yeah.
To just make 200 pounds. So this dude was probably coming in at 220 or something.
Oh,
so
easily.
It was a legit David versus Goliath kind of matchup. Like Jake was just huge. When the only option he had, and Gordo, the guy who was commentating, one of the commentators there, made the point that he needs to get him into the corner. He got him into the corner a couple of times, but Jake just pushed him away like a fly. He was just too small and he couldn't get in there. He did get his licks in, and I know
He got a couple good shots in. Yeah, he did.
he got those shots in there. His best round was probably the fourth or the fifth.
Even Jake said he stung me a couple times in there.
Yeah. And and this is the best thing I'll say about the fight. The outcome was predictable. We already knew it was going to happen. Yes, I made the stupid prediction, but I did that only just for fun.
Yeah.
We both know this.
No, we all knew what was going to happen. Yeah.
The refreshing aspect of all of this was the honesty of Mike Perry in defeat.
Yeah, he was very humble,
which is rare in any sporting, combat sport. I mean, the guy who won, Jake Paul, had complaints. Was had excuses. I was sick this week, this and that. Mike Perry said, "Look, I didn't have my legs under me. I wasn't feeling great. I didn't have the speed. I couldn't get into my rhythm. This guy's faster than me. This guy has more power." Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's honorable. Mike Perry is by far, it's so honorable in my opinion. Just the way he addresses.
He's a good guy.
The way he carries himself. I want fighters to talk like that in victory or defeat.
And let's be honest, it was an entertaining fight. 6 rounds, good action, lots of hitting, moving. Perry's bleeding, getting smashed around. Like, it was entertaining. It was a good fight.
If the ref didn't stop it, this could have gone the whole distance.
Perry wouldn't have gave up.
Right, and it kind of makes sense now if you think about it. Punches in boxing are so much different in bare knuckle or MMA. I mean, a boxing punch is so much heavier. Everyone thinks, oh, they're wearing lighter gloves or whatever. It'd be more impact. But in bare knuckle boxing, they don't make like a tight fist. They have an open fist like this almost when they throw their punches.
Mm.
But whereas boxing, you got that padding, so obviously you're going to clench that fist really
Oh
tight.
yeah.
You're going to get more power behind it. And I think a lot of people in combat sports don't recognize the difference here. I mean, boxing is punching,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's no leg kicks, there's none of these other things there to supplement it. Your whole focus is on that punch. So I mean, these MMA guys, these other guys have to understand. And here's the thing. I have to give credit where credit is due. Jake Paul stuck to his program,
Mm-hmm. He
worked
looked good.
behind his jab. He looked good. He looked sharper. He looked crisp. Let's see where he goes from here.
I don't understand why Mike Perry's corner couldn't say, dude, put your hands up at the very least, dude. At least walk in with your hands up. Come on, man.
And and that was evident right from the get-go. I mean, there's nothing you can't defend the guy there. Like, you didn't come in with your hands up. If you came in with your hands up, you'd have a better chance.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, you know how hard you're getting hit. Like, he just doesn't seem to care. Well, hey,
Yeah.
it was entertaining, man. They put on a good fight.
Well, brother man, let's stay in Florida because I think we got the knockout of the year
Oh yeah.
and a fellow Canadian, man. Let's get this thing going right. So in this match, it was what, an 8-round match here between Lucas Bahdi. He's from Niagara Falls, Canadian boxer. He had zero chance. No one gave him any respect. I think you would know this. Vegas probably had him, probably the odds were just against him in every aspect here against H2 Sylvie, Ashton H2 Sylvie. Future prospect. This kid looked amazing. You look it up until the 6th round, 38 seconds left into the 6th round. This guy was just getting tuned on. Like,
oh yeah.
Just clinical. He was taking shot after shot after shot. And then everything changed. 2 right hands, a left and another right. And this guy fell flat on his face. Knockout of the year. Canadian kid. Guy was just saying, like, waiting for that opportunity. What did you make of the fight, man?
I thought he was getting his butt whooped. He was. I thought it was just, he's done. But that's the thing with boxing. You just never know. A couple punches, like you said, and Sylvie's done, like absolutely finished. Like, he's an up and coming prospect, but that's going to be a hard one to recover him. He will. He's still young, but holy cow, dude, that was phenomenal to watch. Because nobody watching that fight thought Lucas was going to do that. We thought, oh, he's done. He's getting work. He'll probably get stopped. I thought he was going to get stopped soon. But no, he just out of nowhere, man. He was timing it right, I guess. He was waiting for it. He was feeling it out, and he just got him the right place at the right time. He was top 15. Now this might get him in the top 10. He might start getting some bigger fights. He's got a big name now.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, you got those kind of fighters that wait for those opportunities to get inside, right? And we talked about it. H2O is a prospect, right?
He's only 20.
He's only 20, and here's the problem.
Crazy. That's this level at 20.
Dude, he's done good at this level at 20, but this is where the learning has to come in. He put his guard down. He slowed down. He gave him the opportunity to come back.
Right? I think he's punched himself out. I think he's getting tired.
Well, he's getting tired as well, but he put his arms down when he shouldn't have, and he got caught, right?
Yeah.
So it shows you, as good as he is, as crisp as he is, this shows you what he needs to work on. You can't let go. You can't stop. You can't stop going hard on this guy, right? And this is the thing. Now, the style of knockout that this guy took, it's going to, better now than later, but the psychology of it, knows now. Now, is he going to be easier to knock out? Does he have to become better defensively to protect that part of his brain that's going to say, oh, I'm going to shut down if he gets hard here? Because that's what happens, right? Once you get that into the system, the brain remembers it.
Oh, yeah.
Knockouts are going to come more and more.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's the thing, Lucas Bahdi, nobody really knew who he was before this fight. Now he's a household name. Now, as it stands right now, he's got knockout of the year. That means he's going to get a big fight coming forward, at least for the entertainment factor alone. Yeah. Great performance, amazing performance. And he's going to be, we'll hear him. So we're going to hear his name real soon. He's going to get a good fight.
Absolutely. And we got to try to get him on the show here, man, as well. Definitely. We're going to reach out to him and see what we can do there.
Yeah. Try.
We'll give it a little bit because everybody wants a piece of him now. Here, the round is over, but I'm not finished with this yet, bro. I really want to touch on this aspect of it. I didn't have a problem with the commentating team all night, to be fair.
Well, I did a little bit.
Well, I mean, like I said, for the most part, right?
Yeah.
I thought Todd Pettingill was good. I thought that Gordo was good. Just kind of different.
Todd Grisham's good.
right? Todd Grisham, I like him as well, right? And he former WWE guy. He's really etched himself and made a career for himself outside of the
Yeah,
WWE. He's done really well. My only problem with the Luca Bahdi fight and that knockout was Ariel Helwani. Okay, and I said this to you then before the fight started. All he did was talk and talk and talk how good this guy is, and this is going to be this. And it's a three-man booth, right? You had Todd Pettingill, you had Helwani, and you had Gordo in this booth. During that fight, not a peep from Ariel while
yeah,
while Lucas was getting his ass kicked. But after that knockout, this guy was the only guy talking on the mic. I told everybody in his cracky little voice, right? And I have nothing against Ariel, but there's moments like this where I really kind of like, what are you doing, man? You're supposed to be impartial. Like as much as I wanted Lucas to win, and I'm sure you did, just because he was
yeah,
Canadian, right? Nothing against H2O, but I
yeah.
mean, I have that pride. How often do we get our Canadian guys on these big cards?
Very rare.
And when they do, we have to support them, right? But if you and I were calling that fight, I'd call it straight down the line the way it
They
was,
have to.
right? And this is my problem with him. And then the way he was being arrogant about it at the end. I told everybody, I told everybody. Like, dude, you didn't say a fucking word throughout the whole match.
I know. I don't. Ariel Helwani's okay for interviews and stuff and backstage stuff, and he's not bad on the podcast. But I don't like him doing a live event, calling. He's not calling the play-by-play, but giving us commentating during a fight. I don't think he's suited for that. He's best in the ring, backstage, like me and Gene Okerlund, and then he can do your podcast. I don't like him in the Joe Rogan role. He's just not a natural at it. Wasn't very good.
I mean, he is a homer. And
Yeah.
he needs to stop doing that. Like, maybe this is new for him, and I get that. And I'm not taking nothing away. This guy's worked his ass off, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. But I don't think he's
He's
suited for that role.
No, he doesn't. But I've watched him from the very beginning. Like, this is one of those kind of guys that I can say that I didn't grow up with because we're all about the same age. But I saw him from the very, very beginning when he was grinding his ass off. And respect to the guy for what he's accomplished
Yeah, absolutely.
these days, right? I mean, it's a testament to show people what hard work can really do if you put the time in.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you can't be a homer in these situations. You just can't.
No, he's way over the top with it. Way over the top.
Right.
That lacks when you're that much of a homer. That lacks professionalism, right? You're supposed to be call it as you see it, and yeah, that was a bad.
That's the thing, and that's a bad look for him, right? But I mean, he's gonna brush it off his shoulder, But I had to.
If I was in charge of the zone, I'd say you're doing the backstage stuff, the in-ring interviews, and that's it. You're not sitting in the booth. That's what I would do.
No, I agree completely, man. All right, man. I tell you what, I think we're done in Florida for right now. So why don't we fly over to Japan and talk about the number 2 guy in Japan, Juanto Nakatani, and his first round knockout over pardon me, here we go. Vincent Astrolabio. Did I say that right?
Astrolabio.
Astrolabio. Thank you, brother. Let's get this round started. There's really not much to say here. He came out, he found his distance. He caught him on the front foot and a body shot, knocked out in this first round. And to Vincent's credit, that was his first knockout since 2018. But he's going up against number 2 Nakatani. I don't know how much we can say more about this fight except for what I just said.
He was outmatched, outclassed. I mean, on paper, you could say he belonged in the ring with them. I mean, this guy's trained with Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. Vincent is no slouch. Like, he knows what he's doing. Like, he's sparred with Manny. Like, he's been in there with the big dogs. He's just Nakatani's just a different animal. And then what else can you say? He kicked his butt. First round knockout. I didn't think it'd go that quick. Nobody did, but that's scary. It's impressive. Here's the thing: how everybody's saying Nakatani versus Inoue. They want to make the fight happen. They're saying different weight classes, but there's so many weight classes, only 4 pounds apart. 118, 122. They can make it work. So who knows? Maybe that's like a super fight in Japan. I don't know if they want to fight each other. Sometimes people from those countries don't want to fight each other. Like some Brazilians don't want to fight each other in MMA. I don't know if that's like that for the boxers over there, but that would be a mega fight.
No, and that's
all the hype's about now.
Dude, that's the fight to make. And here's the only problem with it. This fight happened at 5 a.m.
Yeah, nobody got to see it. You got to watch it on highlights after.
What's disturbing about it is you got these 2 great talents sitting in Japan under the Arab flag.
Yeah.
He needs to bring these guys here now. Like it's getting.
I think they're making so much money in Japan, selling out the buildings that he's.
I appreciate that, but they can still make that same amount of money over here, right? Like I get, if they're already signed to a contract, people in Japan are going to eat it up anyways, right?
Oh yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning. It's a hard fight to get up to.
Let me give you an example. When Ichiro comes over here, they fly over here. They watch every one of Ichiro's games. They don't care what time it is, so they'll watch it.
Otani.
Yatani too.
Right? Like, I mean, it's not a big deal. Why do you think these guys play on the West Coast? It's an easy flight from Japan.
Yep.
Right? I mean, it's so easy of a flight from Japan for these guys. But here's the thing: 4 pounds. Yeah, you know, they're talking 118 to 122. It is a lot though when it comes to power and everything. Especially, I realize this in boxing. You know that those weight classes are there for a reason.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Weight means a big one, especially at that skill level.
At that skill level, that 4 pounds is a lot. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot in terms of movement. Because
here's the thing: Inoue's the A side, right? So Nakatani's gonna have to come up a few pounds to beat him. Inoue's not gonna go down a weight to beat you. You need to come up and beat him, and Bob will make sure of that.
But is that fight realistic for these guys right now? Like, I mean,
I don't know if Bob even wants those two guys to go at it. Those are two of his big stars canceling each other out. Whoever wins,
but the only problem is you can't keep them in Japan any longer. Like, we keep talking about phrases, right? And you know, eventually people like I said, you could barely find this fight anywhere.
Yeah, I know. Nobody knows who Nakatani is. And even after this knockouts, he's still not really known. In no way he's a lot more known, but hopefully he needs to have a bigger fight and get, like you said, bring him over to North America so we can the mainstream can figure out who he is, because he's exciting as heck.
Well, both these guys are. Now you get these two guys in the ring. Like, I mean, I'm salivating for that fight. I think that's one of the best fights that you can make right now.
Oh yeah.
Right, but it's
totally agree.
And you know, even if it's in Japan, it's an amazing fight. Like, this is one of those diamonds in the roughs. If you're not a boxing guy, you're gonna miss this completely.
I know, it's too bad because it could be one of the most exciting fights you'll see.
Absolutely. All right, brother man, I got one more round here. I'm going to call this the miscellaneous round, where we'll talk about different things. We can talk about, you know, we'll get into this. I want to talk a little bit about Shakir. I want to talk a little about Tank, Lomo, and maybe we can also talk a little bit about the Amanda Serrano fight here as well. You down?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get this thing started. All right, so we will fly back to Tampa one more time. Amanda Serrano just made easy work of Stevie Morgan there. Stevie Morgan, Amanda Serrano reminded me of when Mike Tyson fought that Irish guy, that one first fight that he had when he came out of jail. Remember him?
Oh yeah. Peter McNeely, was it?
Peter McNeely. Thank you.
Yeah. Here's the thing: Stevie Morgan they shouldn't even have made this fight. Stevie Morgan had no business in the ring with Amanda Serrano. That was an easy sparring session for her. I get it. They want to make her name look good and pump her up, but like, Morgan that fight should never have.
No, well, here's the thing: you knew there was a problem at the weigh-in, right? When she came out, she saw that crowd. Stevie Morgan here. She came out. She saw the crowd. Everything was everything. She froze. It was too much for her. She's a circuit boxer at best.
Okay? That's what I'm saying. She's a club fighter at best. There's no need for that fight.
There's no footage on her, and that was her thing. Like, you know, no, there's no footage on it. Nobody knows what I can do. Well, we know
there's a reason why.
Not much. It's not much, right? Respect to her for taking the fight. Respect for her for taking that payday. I'm sure she got paid nicely for it.
Yeah, I don't blame her on that part.
Right? Now, the one thing, if she wants this to be her path, take this experience, get back. Now you've tasted it. Same with Lucas. He'd never been on this stage before.
Yeah.
Right. You know, you could say Lucas, though, had that mentality and that fortitude to overcome it, get his feet down, and he had the opening. Now, if he didn't have that opening, obviously he wouldn't have won the fight. But the experience he gained, the experience that Stevie gained, and it may not feel like it for her right now, but that experience that she gained, if she really wants to be a pro boxer, take this back, learn from it, and you're going to become a better boxer for it. Because, I mean, it's a lot for anybody to be in a 17,000, amongst 17,000 people. But anyways, Shakir Stevenson. So we know now that the Lomo and Tank fight is not going to happen. Lomo has decided to spend some more time with his family. So now they're pushing for Shakir versus Tank in November. Stupidest fight. I don't think.
And with Lomo fighting the winner, supposedly, yeah.
Well, yeah, but Shakir, based on his last two fights, should not be taking this fight.
No, Tank's gonna take him to town. Another thing quickly before this round's over, we got Joy Joyce versus Derek Chisora this Saturday in London at O2 Arena. Old man versus old man. Who's gonna win? I don't know. I'm cheering for Derek Chisora. I don't know. I don't really have a dog in the fight. There's two guys that hit heavy. Somebody's going down.
So you got both guys coming off defeats, right? Chisora
No,
has.
no, 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 no. Joy Jones won his last fight. So did
Oh, sorry, sorry,
Chisora.
sorry, sorry, sorry. Yes, 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 sorry. I was thinking because one had Tyson and he lost his two against Zhang, right?
Yeah, they had a fight
Right,
after that. They had one
right.
fight
Okay, I
after that.
apologize. I apologize. But well, whoever they fought, they were soup cans. No disrespect to those
Yes.
guys. But the reality of it is, you got these two guys who are, journeymen at best, right?
Now,
I mean,
well, because of their age, yeah.
because of their age and what have you. But I mean, I'm gonna go Chisora. I think Chisora has a stronger mental
He's
base.
tough.
He's tough. He's like that. Joyce coming off those two defeats against, Big Bang. It just kind of like I just even in his last fight, he's something there not right anymore.
Yeah, he's lost a step. He's 38.
He's 38, but I mean, you look at his counterpart, the what's his the New Zealand fellow. He beat up Wilder.
I know you're talking about Parker.
Parker, Joseph Parker, sorry.
Joseph Parker, yeah.
Right, right. Joseph Parker lost to Joy Joyce.
I know, and then he beat Zhang.
But he came
No,
back.
sorry, and Wilder too.
But he came back and rebuilt himself and came back stronger. Now this guy's a competitor again, right?
Yep.
I mean, if everyone was talking about Joy Joyce being the guy,
Not anymore, he's not.
So I mean, it's an interesting fight. You know what? This fight is a UK fight.
Yeah.
It's not going to do numbers anywhere else outside of the UK.
No.
I think, and the British boxing fans love the nostalgia. So Derek Chisora is always a fan favorite.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting, go. I mean,
just two old men slugging it out. That doesn't really mean much for their career. They're never going to get a title shot again. It's kind of like make some money. I think for Chisora's last fight, he got like 250,000, so he's getting paid all right.
Yeah, 100%. All right, brother man. I think.
Oh, one more thing. Yeah, that one more thing.
Let me ask you about this. Your boy Manny fighting in Japan. Your exhibition.
Yeah, I'm glad he's staying active because they're saying him and Mario Barrios are going to be fighting soon. So after this fight, they're going to announce it maybe like November. Who knows if he fights Barrios? Good, I hope so. I'll be there. But they say it's going to be a done deal. Barrios for sure. Why not fight a legend? Most money you're ever going to make. And if you can retire a legend, why not?
We have not made it out to. Well, I mean, you haven't made it out to Vegas in a little bit here for a show, right? I've been to since then.
There hasn't been many shows in Vegas. They're always in Saudi Arabia now.
But everything's in Saudi. But I mean, if this is the fight, we got to go.
Yeah. Hopefully, they probably put it on in Saudi Arabia. That's the problem, right?
Well, you know what? Then we'll go to Saudi.
Yeah, that'd be a cool spot. There's one more thing. Yeah. His Excellency signed that deal with Top Rank. So the next 12 Top Rank fights are going to be in joint conjuncture with His Excellency. Same with Golden Boy, up until 2025.
Speaking of deals, Queensbury is moving to the zone.
Are they?
Yeah. So now you got Matchroom and Queensbury on the same platform.
So nice. It's good.
So TNT.
The English boys are teaming up and the American boys are teaming up.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. You're going to get a lot of these good fights here now. And with Turkish signing up with the other two promotions in Golden Boy and this and that, they're the odd man out here is Al Haven.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Here's another thing. I think De La Hoya and Aaron, because De La Hoya looks to Aaron for wisdom. I think De La Hoya and Aaron are going to feel this out with the 12 fights. If it goes really well, they will branch together under like a TKO kind of thing, like McMahon did with UFC and WWE. If it doesn't go well, they'll keep the Golden Boy and Top Rank stuff. But this is a feel. That's why I said 12 fights. And they'll see after this, they might lock it up.
I think this is the only way we can go right now, considering all the nonsense of the four federations, right? IBF says this guy has to fight this guy, but this guy can be a champion in recess. How does that work? Right? Like, so I think the big issue here, bigger than any of it, are the four governing bodies. It's not it's not anyone else. It's the governing bodies that are making the issues here. And honestly, you're pissing off the wrong guy in His Excellency.
Yeah. Another thing, Terrence Crawford's saying that he doesn't want to fight Boots if he's not really needed. He wants to fight Canelo, which I don't blame him. You get paid. Yeah, exactly. And it's an easier fight because Canelo's a little bit older.
He knows that Boots will give him a real challenge.
I think Canelo will beat him too, but we'll see.
Well, hey, man, like I said, Boots, well, let's see what he looks like. Let's see what Terrence looks like on August the 3rd.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick.
And to be fair, we'll touch on that, but I feel like he's taking his guy lightly. This guy's no joke.
Yeah, he seems like he is. Yeah, maybe he's just saying that to psych him out, but at least Terrence is fighting because this is very ever fight, this guy.
Well, Terrence hasn't had a fight since he beat
Spence.
Errol
Yeah, it's
Spence,
been a year. Been over a year.
right?
He's
He hasn't
36 years
defended
old.
his titles. He hasn't like he's put that whole division, you know. I don't
That's
know.
the thing when
For
you're so good of so good like Terrence and Lomo. These guys fight once a year. They're so good. They're mid 30s. You guys are so good. You should be fighting at least twice a year. Manny always fought twice a year. Floyd always fought twice a year. Terrence and Lomo, you can't get these guys off the couch. They're amazing athletes, but get in the ring, boys.
before the names you mentioned fight twice a year, Canelo, Manny.
Canelo's twice a year too.
No, no, but this is the thing. Before they got to the status that they had, and which they've earned, these guys were fighting 4 or 5 times
I know.
a year to build that name, and that's what's missing in boxing today. A lot of these guys, I mean, outside of Abdullah Mason, outside of Ali's grandson, outside of those are the two names that I'm going to go with right now. These guys are fighting 4 or 5 times a year, 6 times a year.
I know.
Right? Like, I mean, these guys, this is what we need to see from some of these younger guys. And Shakir, I don't think Shakir, Tank, or guys of that level have earned the right to fight twice a year.
I
You
know.
got to fight seasonally, 4 times a year, in my opinion.
The thing is, too bad that Lomo's saying like, "Oh, I just want to spend time with my family." That's all great and all, dude. But like, you're a top boxer. You're supposed to be fighting the best. You just beat up Cambosis. Well, that's easy work for you. We all know you're going to box circles around this guy. Tank wants you. Shakur wants you. Bob is saying, let's do it. Now you're saying you wait till January, February. So realistically, Lomo's not going to fight till next spring, right? You keep losing a step. But I'm telling you right now, if he doesn't fight Shakur or Lomo, or sorry, Shakur or Tank, they're going to say he's ducking them. And Lomo's one of my favorite fighters. If you don't fight one of those guys, I have to agree with that.
Well,
Take time with your family. I get it. Your country's in war, but if you don't fight within the next year, Tank or Lomo,
yeah,
Tank or Shakur, something's
sure.
fishy.
Look, here's the thing, man. If I was Lomo and I had to pick my path, I'd go Shakir before I go to Tank.
Yeah, there's more money fighting Tank though. That's a super fight.
But I mean, you're gonna get school. I hate to say this, man, and I mean, Tank is that kind of guy. Like even against Shakir, based on what we saw in his last 2 fights here with Shakir, he doesn't stand a chance against Tank, in my opinion.
It's almost hard to hit. He might be able to box him, but it's going to be a tough fight. But that's saying don't wait any
Look,
longer. If you're going to do it now.
If those two guys fight, it's gonna go one or two ways. It's gonna be very exciting, or it's gonna be very technical and very boring for the casual fan.
I think this was going to happen because Lomo's going to make it that way. He's not going to want to slug with him.
Sure.
Well, with Shakir, Shakir will be technical. Lomo will beat Shakir. He's way more. He's a better boxer. Tank is different because Tank hits hard, but Lomo can outbox him. So you don't know.
I'm sorry, I was talking Shakir and Tank.
No, I know. Yeah, that could be very technical, but Lomo will beat Shakir. The money's with Tank. Fight Tank, dude. Best of the best. Let's go.
Tank. I think if I see Shakir and just right off the top of the head without not doing too much research or really thinking about it, Shakir and Tank, I would say Shakir has a better chance of beating Tank because he'll frustrate him to no extent because of his defense.
Yeah. He didn't look very good last fight. So we'll
now,
never
the
know.
only problem with Shakir is he has very limited offense and very limited power. So he'll have the openings. He will have the defense to create the openings, but not the power or the offensive skills to finish it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But Loma will fight these guys just on his own terms. But you're only getting younger, dude.
No, 100%, bro. All right, brother man, I tell you what, do we have anything in the world of boxing history and Canadian history happening?
Yeah, we have nothing for Canadian history because nothing really happened, but we got some boxing history here. Going back to 2011, Amir King Kong scored a controversial knockdown in the 5th round against Zab Judah. It was a low blow. Now, some people say it's borderline. Zab said no, he got hit. And he went down and ended up getting, Zab lost his WBA and IBF title. Amir Khan said it was just a beautiful, he says, body shot on the belt line. Zab said it was too low. Either way, Zab couldn't get up. Controversy about it. Go back and watch it. 2011 in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, it's very similar to what happened with Dubois and Usyk here in Poland, right? I mean, same kind of shot, right? But it worked out in the champion's favor on that one.
Mm.
In which let's end on this one. We didn't mention it in the Nakatani review. But when he went down, the referee just kind of froze. He wasn't even counting. Did you notice that?
Notice that, yeah.
Like he was kind
He's
of
probably shocked, like, holy crap, already?
Yeah, well, I almost felt like that. And also, was he not sure if it was too low or if it was right on the right spot? Like, I mean,
That
that
could
was a
be.
big moment. That was a weird moment.
Yeah, that could be.
All right, brother man, let's wrap it up here. The weekend is upon us. Hopefully the weather it's cooling down a little bit, but I mean it's still beautiful out there.
Yeah, it is.
Guys, gals, get out there. I think the Symphony of Fire is happening as well. The fireworks are here in Vancouver.
Nice.
So come out and check that out. 400 to 500,000 people come down for these. So it should be an interesting night. I live only 10 minutes away, so I'll probably just stay home and listen to it. It's just too much crowd, man. I can't handle it.
That's crazy. Good luck finding a parking spot.
Well, I wouldn't even need a parking spot, brother. I just drive over to the bridge and park my car and just walk up and watch
Yeah.
the bridge if I really had to.
Yeah.
It's just easier for me. I'm blessed that way. All right, brother man, let's wrap it up here. I am Bobby Sampson. He is Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. It's the weekend. Drink, smoke, sniff, whatever your poison is. Enjoy it in moderation. We want you guys to be safe and to come back to us on Tuesday and Thursday next week to hear the shows. Your families would love that as well, that if you guys come home. So just have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. Remember one thing. Do the things that will change your life. Don't bother doing things that will justify your life. Anyone who shits on you for working hard, anyone who tries to take you away from your mission, it's because they don't want to see you succeed and they hate themselves more than they hate you. Stamp and Chance are out.